Fingers in the building. What's good, Fingers?
What's up, man?
Fingers.
What's good?
Man,
what's good, Fingers?
What's up,
yeah, what's up, man?
Got the whole crew today.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Well, Fingers, how's everything been, brother?
Yeah, we good. It's been good, man. I was trying to figure out when I was last on, and I think it was like just before like the world shut down, either earlier this year, or maybe late last year. I think it was like this year.
No doubt.
All right.
And then like it's totally different. I've been just hitting these contests and remix opportunities and artists and
we see you.
Just hitting them
We
hard.
see you.
Yeah.
Shoot, everybody
Tagging y'all.
Yeah.
So been making music and then still working, and, family and everything. But yeah, I woke up. A lot of opportunities have come from this, pandemic. So I'm definitely trying to take it.
That's dope.
Dope, bro.
Yeah, we see you putting that work in, brother, for sure. Man. Definitely see.
Yeah, you can't lose. You can't lose the kind of work ethic, man.
See, and Fingers knows how to network where he's not spamming.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, that's why I fuck with him. He know how to network. And that leads me into this whole topic that we're going to get into because the first person I thought of was you, the Fingers. I'm like, oh, Fingers tagged me in some shit and somebody saw me and I'm about to blow up. What? So let me rewind of my last month of depression and feeling like shit and don't want to work or get out the bed. That's just keeping it real with everybody. So I wake up yesterday, I look at the phone and I'm still feeling like shit. And I see a request from Zaytoven Beats with the blue check. The blue check. So I'm like, this is really Zaytoven Beats, right? And so I'm like, what? Let me go into it. And I see a DM asking like, yo, it literally said, I'm going to put the screenshot up for everyone too. For those people that are listening to us, if you hit the link in the description, it'll bring you to our videos, our YouTube. I'm going to have video screenshot up. It literally said like, yo, someone tagged you and, saying upcoming artist or whatever, producer, what you got, what you working on. So I'm like, instantly depression went away. My mood got better. I was in here hyped like, yo, is this real? And this is crucial why I say this. So everybody remember why I even said the depression thing, because this is how these artists are fucking with us. You understand? They changing moods, right?
Sure.
So anyway, I'm hyped. I'm happy for the first time in months. I'm like, oh shit, finally. And I thought of the Fingers. I'm like, yo, the only person that I know tags me in everything in a good way, not bad tags, like good exposure, working, is Fingers, because dude is everywhere. He's working. You see he's everywhere. Like, you see his name in everything, right? So I'm hyped. I'm like, yo, I send it to the group chat, to you guys. I'm like, is this real? Please, somebody, yo, is he hacked? What's good? Because this is crazy. Like, and Bry comes and kills me. Bing. Hold on. Bry said, let me school you real quick to the new hustle. And Bry, jump in, please. Tell him your experience, Bry.
I had one like probably about 2 or 3 days prior from Redman. And Redman might hit me before and said like what you're working on or something. I just disregarded it, right? But then this time it's like the same thing. Redman with the blue check. I follow Redman. I've been a fan for a long time. And then he's like, what's good? What are you working on? I'll send you the shot, or you can put a shot up if you want.
I like a shot.
Yeah. But then he's like, I could do an intro for you. I could do an intro for one of your songs for $800. And I'm like, man, I know it's rough out there touring. There's no touring or nothing no more, but man, that ain't how to do it, bro.
And that's what it is. Literally, there's no touring. Yeah. So now these commercial industry cats got to make money somehow. And they're targeting their fans and people that are working. And like, what's your take on it? Before we even get into takes, Cheez then hit me. Cheez, what was your experience with this type of shit?
Fucking. I got tagged in the same post you got tagged in, and I actually reached out. You know what I mean? And basically, I got asked like, how much, like, what am I working on? I was like, an instrumental album, and possibly an album like an EP with an artist. You know what I mean? And then like immediately the next question was like, well, what's your budget? You know, and I mean, I'll keep it a whole stack with you. Like, I knew what it was from the get-go. I knew exactly what it was from the get-go. You know what I'm saying? But like, for me, like, I guess for me, like, the way, like, I don't know. I just look at it like the way Zaytoven came at it, because that's who I hit up. Like, and the fact that I hit him and he hit me back, and I was like, oh shit, like.
Oh,
okay.
So you hit him?
Yeah, I hit him, and he hit me back. You know, and I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? But like and like the second question was, what's your budget? And like, and so, and I ain't even write back, because I knew from the jump what it was. I knew like it was about bread, but I just didn't know like exactly what it was that like they was asking for bread for. You know what I mean? Like, and so I was like, and so like at that point, like once to me, like as soon as it involves like money, like and shit like that, like I always be like, all right, cool, like I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool, because you know, and it's not that I don't want to invest in my career. It's just that like for me, like keep it a buck with me. Tell me like the way the bride's encounter for me, like. I feel like that was a buck. Like he kept it a buck. Like, yo, I'll do an intro for you for $800. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, but I don't know. It's shit is wild, man. Like, I don't know. This shit is just wild. Dude.
I mean, at the same time, man. I mean, I ain't mad at nobody's hustle. You know?
Nah,
if that's your way of getting money, if that's your
but
way of getting money right now to pay for that Bentley truck or whatever you got going on, you know, that's your way to get your money right now. But I just want artists, hopefully, to keep it in consideration too. This is a global pandemic going on right now. A lot of people are out of work. A lot of people ain't got no jobs. Like sometimes seeing that type of message may discourage a person more than encourage, because they don't have the bread to do something like that. So just be cognizant of who you even reach out to. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are going through it financially rough right now this year too. So.
Yeah, well, that's if you're reaching out. But when they're reaching out to you, I think it's a little bit different. Like, and it's funny, though, what you just said is true. Because, like I said, I went from a bad mood to a good mood ASAP. I didn't go back into a bad mood when I realized what it was. I was laughing about it. But and then I thought about it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. If these artists are reaching out, I spoke to a few more people, and it's a lot of them. And Fingers, you were one of them. What was your encounters like?
So yeah, it's been a little bit of both, and I'm looking over here because I got my Instagram up over here, so I'm trying to look at the messages that come through. But it's been a combination of everything you all said. With I had Redman hit me up, but the way he hit me up was different, because I entered. I'm entering contests, like you all know. I enter like a contest a day, or at least 3 or 4 contests a week. So I entered a track lip contest where Redman was a judge. And a couple weeks later, he hit me up. And I tagged him, and I posted the beat for the track lip online, tagged him in it. And he hit me up, was like, "What's up, my G?" And I was just like, thank you for this opportunity for, with track lib. If you're ever looking for a production, outside of the track lib connection, let me know, hit me up. I saw that he saw the message on Instagram, but haven't heard from him. So there's encounters like that. And then there's ones like Zaytoven hit me up. He had posted on his Instagram, I'm looking for producers, artists. So, slide in the DM. So I hit him a message in the DM. He was like, let me know what you're working on. I let him know, send him some links and stuff. And he was like, that's fly. Let me know when you're ready to invest. And I'm trying to remember what I responded to that. I got to find that message. I think I usually say something like, once money comes up, with these artists and producers, I usually say something like, I am not in a position to take advantage of this opportunity right now. It's very politically correct. But it looks like a great offer. If you're ever looking for producers or music, let me know. So try to say no without saying no. But like once money comes up, and then I've seen the AVs hit me up. I had tagged and he hit me up and was like, I'm working on this project with, you probably all heard of this, The Block 365. He was like, you trying to get on it? Let me get on it. He was like, well, it's $500 to get on this. And I was like, well, the same thing. I can't take advantage of this opportunity right now, but I appreciate the offer. If you're ever working on a project, you need production, whatever, let me know. So once money comes in, and then when you start doing research, you start looking at things like that. Specifically with The Block 365, someone had posted, and I wish I who it was. Someone had posted how it can be like a scam where you pay $500 to get on this mixtape or this project that's sponsored by this artist. You look at the artist's Instagram page, he's not saying anything about this project. You look at the SoundCloud playlist, it's getting like 15 plays. It's like, you know, I can get that on my own. I'm not going to pay $500 to get on this playlist just because someone's name on it. And I'm still only going to get 15 views when I can get 15 views
100%.
So a lot of times you got to do the research. Like if it looks like it, but you have to assume that it's real. In my mind, I assume that it's real. And then I do the research because, you know, even if it happens 100 times, all it takes is one. And once that one real opportunity comes your way, that's it. That's all you need. So it's like, I assume every opportunity is real. Tank hit me up. It was like, hey, send me some stuff. Send them some stuff, haven't heard back. But like, I just never know. Like, if they got the blue check, I think it's really them or their A&R or their PR person or whoever. But I just assume the opportunity is real until they start talking about money. Because it's like, well, you know, I don't have the money. I don't have it. I don't want to pay that, you know, to work with you. I'll build my own stuff, you know, doing this other stuff I'm working on. But if you're willing, you know, to take a chance, let me send you some stuff, get on it, you know, and let's work like that. And I actually found an artist yesterday who she's like incredible. She's got like 500,000 followers on Instagram, and I've been trying to send her beats, and I sent her a couple beats through her email, and I don't think she's really feeling them because she sent me. She's like, I'm looking for something more along these lines. She sent me 3 YouTube tracks. I listened to each track. One was like a jazz, like from the '60s. One was like a EDM, like minimal, and one was like Ariana Grande, like pop and strings. She's like, I want something that can blend all these 3 together. So about 2 or 3 hours later, I was like, challenge accepted. And I sent her a beat that I made that had those 3 things blended together. And like 2 hours later, she sent it back to me, the song that she wrote to it. And then I heard the song. I was like, oh man, this is incredible. It's like, it's insane. She did something at the end, and I was like, this is so good that I sampled the end of this song and made another song, sent it to her. She's like, I'm writing both of these tracks right now. I was like, that's just how I'm thinking about it. It's like if that where I'm making the music and come, but these opportunities you can either create yourself or you can find them, and that's what I've been doing, especially in 2020. I know I was a little long-winded. You're gonna have to edit that, but
that's good.
YouTube, but yeah.
Yeah,
that's
good.
what's up. Yeah, that's great, man.
You found your match, huh? Somebody that works as quick as you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, whoa, that's fast. And it's good. Yeah. I was like, man, that's insane.
That's what's up. I want to hear all of that when you guys have finished the projects.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, yeah.
So that leads me to a question, because I've really been thinking about all of this. Like, not to say it's not wrong, because I know there's a lot of people jumping on those kind of things, saying, all right, I'm going to give you $500. Let me do something. But what you just said with the whole scam, you might not even get on anything but a bullshit ass mixtape that ain't even getting 15 plays. Like, I get that. But is there an artist or a producer or someone out there you guys would invest some money in to try to take the chance to work with, had they hit you like that?
I've seen a couple people just talking about collabs on there. I mean, the collab scam, I mean, it's not really a scam. It's like when you see bigger producers say pay for collabs.
Right, Bri. Let's say it's legit. Let's put the scam part of it to the side. So let's say it's legit that you could collab with one of your favorite artists or producers, whatever. How much would you pay and who would it be? Is what I was thinking.
I wouldn't pay nothing.
All right, Bri, I feel you.
But at the same time, it's like some people will come up on that same thing. So some people pay, $300 or $500 for a collab, and then they have their stuff together. That one track happens to make it, and then they start doing stuff for free without paying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like 1 out of 100 or even more.
I think I'm in the same boat, because it's like, if your favorite, for me, it could be not Timbaland, Pharrell. Those guys come and say, give me $500 and I'll collab with you. It's going to take me, I'm not going to say no right away. It's going to take me some, especially if it's them, like on a Skype or Zoom or whatever, or FaceTime, and directly like one-on-one. If it's them, not like a blue check, bot or whoever on Instagram. It is really them in the flesh. You see a video, they're saying your name, and they're like, let's collab on this. From what I've seen, the legit ones aren't doing it for money. Timbaland's going on Twitch 6 hours a week 3 nights a week, listening to producers, and he's collabing with them. He's making beats on the spot. He heard one of my tracks a couple months ago. It was like, send me more.
That's all right, yeah.
And Illmind's doing the same thing on his Twitch page. You know, all these producers, the ones that are really about giving back to the producer community, or, you know, about, you know, moving the music industry forward, they'll do it for free. Like, they won't ask anything up front. They might, you know, on the business end, you know, let's do a 50-50, even if I just add a snare drum to your track. But, you know, they have the name, they can get it to someone. That's different. We can talking nothing up front. But to have that connection, the legit ones, they're not going to ask, in my mind, they're not going to ask for that.
You think Kenny Beats?
Kenny Beats, Superstar O, there's so many. Yeah,
I think so. I think Kenny Beats is doing like subscription model, but I think it's like a certain amount of money per month, but he also sends you drum packs and stuff like that. And then they'll let you be in his competitions, and I think Timberland judged a couple, and he had Mike Dean judge a couple, and, you know, some big people coming on.
Yeah. The thing about Twitch, the cheat code is, and I probably should say this, if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription a month. You have to renew it every month. So I use my free subscription for Timberland's page. But you can tie Twitch with your, because Amazon owns Twitch. So tie your Twitch account to your Amazon Prime. And you can use, every month you have to renew it, but you can use a free subscription to 1 free channel. And then other ones you should subscribe to for like $5 a month. It's not expensive, but I focus on Timberland, because his is like 2 hours, you know, 3 nights a week. Usually I can tune in like 1 or 2 nights. I was following Illmind for a long time, and his started at like 1 hour on YouTube every day. Then it went to like 2 hours. Then he moved over to Twitch and went to like 4 hours. And now it's like 9 to 5. And I'm like, I can't watch somebody else make music all day. I'm trying to make music and work at the same time. But these you know, these guys are doing it. There's a lot of free information on their page that they're sharing. So it's definitely worth a little time investment, even if you do 10 minutes a day, just watching some of those guys.
Yeah, they kind of go along with what you're saying too, man. As far as what you brought up too, sis. As far as how you pose the question, how would you pay for, you know, collaboration? I mean, I'm kind of the same boat. Like, it kind of depends on who it is, but I feel like there's a difference between collabing with somebody or featuring somebody. Like, paying for a feature, I can understand that if you ask for money and I'm paying you for your time to do something with me. But if we build and working together, you know, I don't necessarily, you know, agree 100% all the time of having to pay somebody that you're working with together on something. If you're going 50-50 on it, but but if you're paying for a feature or something like that, you know, that's totally up to you too. Because if you want to get certain people to work with, you got to pay people for their time. You got to pay for their service. Just the way it is. You know,
the features is tricky too, though. So the features are tricky because of the people on the record contract. They'll send you the feature and you'll get the money, and that whole transaction to go smooth, right? Even if they write a rap and send it to you, you can never put it out though, because you'll get a cease and desist. You know what I'm saying? Because the record company has to say yes. They already own that they're artists, so they're like, he can't write verses for somebody else, but they won't tell you that. They'll say, I'll do a verse for, you know, a G or 5 G's a verse, or a local artist to see them around here talking about like between 500 and 1,000. You're probably getting it, but anybody on contract, you can't use that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's another good point.
It is a good point. That's another tricky, murky waters right there too. You know,
it's like so it's like a music hustle. It's kind of like, I guess the overall theme is like now people are kind of like getting a little bit more creative and it's a little bit more predatory a little bit. You know what I'm saying, to that effect, because since COVID, kind of like got the money clamped down on entertainment and as a whole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of artists too relied for years. How many times over the years, like, and sis, you probably know this more than the fellas do as far as performing side. How many times have you been asked to pay to open up for somebody?
That's a big, that's another big,
You know, remember when that was a big wave there? For
in the 90s and early 2000s and 90s, it was big around here. I mean, every open mic night was kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Artists
pay to play.
A big artist coming into your city, and you know, for the younger listeners that are listening right now that may not know this, artists would used to come to your city, and if you wanted to open up for that artist, they would charge you a certain fee. Or they would also not only just charge you a certain fee, maybe you have to sell X amount of tickets, you gotta do this, do that, and still put your own money into it. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that have done that. I personally never paid to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? Opening up for anybody, but that used to be a big hustle too. I'm sure it still exists. I'm sure it still exists in some way, because now we just see it how it's just kind of transitioned over to social media and how they're reaching out to people with social media and the internet. You know. in that regard too.
I think you get the best money when you create your own lane. Like same thing as Finger said. It's like he's working with the girl from scratch, right? And even though she has a big following, they're making something brand new from the ground up without like any agreements, right? Because you're kind of like just working at first. Once you start paying out money, it's hard to change that back to a relationship where you have an even keel with somebody. Because at first you was like it's like a drug dealer, like you were a crackhead at first. Now how we gonna both be drug dealers? You see what I'm saying? Like how all of a sudden you're gonna be a baller with me and we'll go to the club at night. It's like you start out in a different lane anyway.
That's important. Yeah.
I mean, I agree. If you find like an up and coming young artist that's fresh, that's a good writer, and you come up with them and they get a deal, then you're on. I mean, that's really like the 99% best way to get on, I think, because anything else is like sideways, and then trying to get on now is pretty tricky anyway with the 360s and like how record companies are doing.
Yeah,
you gotta create your own buzz anyway. Like even trying to get it through somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? It's never really gonna like be like that beneficial for you. You know what I mean? Like it's like, cause let's say you get a intro or a drop from somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta obviously be ready to put something out like ASAP, right? And then like Brad said, that shit gonna come back around when you're gonna try to put it out. Then like they like, no, you can't put it out. And now you're sitting on it. The only way you can put it out is like basically on YouTube or something. And what they gonna do? They're gonna snatch that shit right down.
Like 2 days.
Yeah. So like I would say this though, like music business, it's always we always been warned that it was like a business, with shady like characteristics. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that the people who we spoke about have shady characteristics. Because honestly, I don't think it's them that we talking to.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's the thing. I don't think it's them that we talking to.
I don't think so either.
I keep it on a whole 100.
It's a representatives of the
agree.
PR group or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Because most of these major artists, they don't run their own accounts.
No,
You know what I mean? Either they have like I'm not saying they all do it, but some have streaming farms and some have, basically the same similar setup, but just have the social media team. Hitting people, X amount of people up, just so they could, what kind of business they could generate. And I'm not hating on it. I mean, if that's how you get your bread right now, that's how you get your bread. But industry rule number 4008.
And the other thing is finding out who is like the number 2 person in that group. So like when I'm posting, let's say I do lately I've been doing like orchestral remixes to like songs. So like Rick Ross released a song after his versus battle, and a couple weeks later I did like an orchestral remix. I took the vocals off using some of those. It was either Splitter AI or
it was dope too, man. It was dope.
And I tagged him in it. I tagged the guest that was on it. His name is Finn Matthews. And then I tagged like everyone I could find up to the limit. I think it's 30 people you can tag on Instagram. So I found everyone I could find in MMG, the label, the group, the cousin or whoever. Like I looked at it takes me like 30 minutes when I post these things because I'm doing research, finding who's in these pictures with Rick Ross. Okay, he tagged his homeboy, he's tagging Bel Air, Wingstop. I'm tagging all the people. All right, who's the executive at Bel Air?
That's how you do it.
Because those people got his number in their phones. And chances are Rick Ross isn't gonna see the post, but his mans that was, at the club from last night will probably see it just scrolling through Instagram because I tagged him in it. Or the artist that was featured on this song, it was called Pen to the Cross. His name is Finn Matthews. I tagged him in it, and like he sent me a message like a couple days later. He's like, "Man, this is dope." And just like building that network. So now when I send him messages, he'll that'll be in his mind, that experience. So so like providing people these experiences so that when I reach out to them, saying, "Hey, just saying Happy Thanksgiving" or whatever, not really asking for anything until the time comes when they're like, "Oh, I got this project, EP coming out in 2 months." If I see a post like that, I'm like, "Hey, Finn, let me know, if you need some production or some keys or some strings on this project," and just building up from there. But it's like you said, it's networking. And for me, honestly, I'm not really the best right now with the business side online, like having a website. So for me, it's networking, and like I can go into if we were in person, I can go to a party, find the people I need to talk to, get into their phones, get them into my phones. Because the best way to get these opportunities is to get into somebody's phone, because when they need what you do, and you're in their phone, they're going to call you or they're going to email you or text message you or send you a post on Instagram, which is why like every day people are sending me content stuff, or the algorithms are like posting contests on my social media posts. I just found another one today because the algorithm is popped. It was in Instagram, like contests, by the end of the month. And because I'm entering a lot of contests, I'm like, okay, obviously the internet, the bots and stuff are watching. But when you start putting that stuff out there, you got to get in the phones of these people so that when they need what you can do, they can hit you up and say, hey, I need this, these strings or this piano or this beat flip, in 4 hours.
Right.
Can you do it? Do you got time? And right now, everyone has time. It's really built. That's what I've been building this year. Sort of that the process, the workflow, the efficiency, the productivity, the speed, and then the network, and showing people, like the girl I was telling y'all about, hey, you sent me this, challenge accepted. 2 hours later, she has something. 2 hours later, I got something. 2 hours later, she got something else. So it's building that process and that speed and that efficiency, and the product has to be good too. Like the talent has to sort of be there. You don't have to be the most talented person, but it has to be acceptable. Which there's a low bar right now for acceptability, but it has to at least be somewhat acceptable.
Yeah, and I know, and we know exactly what you're talking about, because you're not downing anybody when you say that. I mean, because even with artists right now, or people that are in different industry roles and stuff, they're looking to create on a budget too right now. You know what I mean? It's like, I might not be able to call up such and such for $100,000 beat right now. Maybe I need to go back, to the grassroots and reach out to people online. But it's a testament to you, Fingers, for sure. Two main things, for two main reasons, just from my eyes. Because you do the work, you got the work ethic, people see that you out here putting in a lot of work that you do. And the second main thing, which is the most important thing to me, is you're genuine with what you do too. You're not just bugging people, you're not just, spamming people, you're not, because there's a fine line too where you can kind of get a little,
that's a good point,
you know what I mean? It's like, man, this dude or this person won't leave me alone, man. Like, you know what I mean? But I mean, that's just a testament to you and how hard you work and everything that you put into it, man. We want to let you know that.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
Yeah. So that makes a big difference. If you're out there, you know what I'm saying? He's dropping jewels for anybody who's listening to this particular episode. Take all of those things into consideration of what he said as far as maintaining your professionalism, how you approach people, how you network with people. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest part of it is just being patient too. Being patient with the whole process, because none of this stuff ever happens overnight.
But you bring up another point. I don't even know if we're trying to go this direction, but specifically when you get that contact, that email, I'll tell you two things I do. Usually I hit up an artist and say, hey, or producer, A&R manager, do you want beats? If they say yes and they give me their email, I'm going to email, 4 tracks, and then I have a spreadsheet of the beats I send them, because I'm going to forget what I sent them. And then, if it's someone I really want to connect with, I'm sending them stuff like every week. So I have a spreadsheet of people I'm sending beats to every week. If I have their email, I'm emailing it to them. If they say yes, send me beats, and they don't put an email in there, I'm going to Dropbox and I'm creating a Dropbox folder specifically for them, and I'm putting beats in there for them. It's beats that I send to other people, but it's beats that it's their folder they can listen to. And every week I'm hitting them up in a DM saying, hey, just uploaded some new tracks. When you get a moment, check it out. Chances are they won't look at that every week, but once a month, once every 2 months, they can go in there and they say, oh, I got 20 new beats in here, for whatever project. I've been doing that a lot. I've done it over the past years, but a lot more this year. So once you get their contact info, and then when you label the actual beat, if you can, put in the BPM, put in the key, if it's major or minor, and put in your name and your email, and your phone number if you want, but definitely your name and email. Because let's say you sent the beat to Young Guru, who's Jay-Z's engineer, and he's bored one day in the studio with Jay-Z. He brings up this beat, and Jay-Z's like, who did that? And your name's not on there because, either some Young Guru's man sent it to him or whoever sent it to him. If it's not embedded actually in the name of the file, you can do metadata stuff, but put it in the name of the file, like in the beat name, because that way he can look at it. He's like, oh, the Fingers producers. You want me to email him right now? Tell him send me the files over. Or, you just that might be an extreme, but it can happen. It has happened.
Just going along with what you're saying. Too, I mean, you can go into the email and everybody knows this feature. They'll listen to something that you sent them. 2-3 months later down the road, and be like, yo, did he send more stuff? They'll type your name in and all the emails you sent them.
Exactly.
Is everything, and they'll go back through all that back catalog.
Yeah, that's a good point. Topic was crazy. These artists trying to
trying to scam us, but you never know. One of them might be legit.
Yeah.
Word.
I'm just not paying for it right now.
Word.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't start doing these virtual concerts and you know what I mean? Like doing some. They got to make that pop now.
Yeah.
Erykah Badu did it.
Erykah Badu did it. Danny Lay did one.
It's if you look at the versus numbers, like if you
crazy.
could achieve that, you could do the concert virtually. You could make that shit crazy with the visuals, like on a budget, So they need to start doing that.
I think platforms are trying to figure out how to do it. Like if everyone's using Zoom right now, if Zoom could figure out a better way to have music performance, their stock is already going up, but it would skyrocket even more. So Zoom is really the king of it right now. There's other platforms that I'm aware of that are sort of building out these like virtual events and things. But if someone could figure it out and become like the king of that right now, because even when we go back to doing live concerts, they're gonna have to do some type of streaming. So instead of paying $100 to be in the building, you can pay $25 to sit at your home.
Right. There's a market there. They just got to tap into it. The big dogs got to tap into it. But.
I've seen some interesting ones with some like independent acts where they've done like drive-in concerts where you can pull up in your car. Or an interesting one I saw was they called it a float-in concert. So they did it. They built a stage like at like a beach area, and people with boats can pull up and have a little party in their boats. So there's ways to do it.
There is,
and go about it and keep the social distancing and be safe. So definitely, definitely an opportunity there. If someone's looking for ideas, hit me up. I got somebody.
They don't come all for free.
Yeah. They don't all come for free. I just gave you 2 just now. Like what do a concert on Mars to have people.
Man,
Elon Musk, right?
Elon.
Let's set it off. Let's do a concert, beat concert. We all do a set.
Hey, he makes beats. He makes beats. Elon Musk makes beats. So he might be into it.
There you go.
Thing gets smoked out.
Matter of fact, he made one out there long ago. I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, that's
okay.
A little bit dope. Okay.
That's what's up.
Okay.
All right, fellas. Thank you for listening, vibing with us, watching. You can hit us at WeSampleEverything.com. Somebody?
Start out fingers.
I started off the fingers almost everywhere. DAFINGAZ. If I couldn't get that name, I had to add the 1 at the end. So like on Twitch, I had to add the 1. On YouTube, I had to add the 1. But I'm on TikTok barely, but Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the fingers, DAFINGAZ.
Who's next?
I get it. I just want to. You find me at J1StarBeatz everywhere.
Yep, and I'm Cypha Omni Cypha OMNI on everything.
You can catch me at Beatmakeristhesquad, also at Cheez Da Producer on Instagram.
Okay, you can catch me DragonFlyBry on IG. My website is micromix.com, MIKROMIX.
All right. We're Gucci. You saw that Gucci and Jeezy fingers? I know you did.
Yeah. Been reading a lot of the... Man, that was crazy. I think they had over 1 million on Instagram watching live.
They had a mill ASAP.
Yeah. And
like,
then Apple TV, I don't even think that counts Apple TV. That don't even count Apple TV.
Yeah, streams. Yeah, those are different.
When I say the 3 seconds I got into that shit ASAP, because I'm usually late. I know they start late. I got in there ASAP, and it was already 500,000 in 3 seconds. I was like, oh, see? See, Sight? We all wanted to see what was going to happen. It wasn't just me.
I know. I was talking.
I just enjoyed that sort of the musical journey. And like reliving some of those, moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. But pretty much you and
they didn't repost it yet, right?
You and MsLeD are the only ones who've seen it. The rest of us
I don't think they reposted it.
Usually they repost everything. Something tells me that Gucci had his hand in that. Like, hold up, I need a little bit more.
He might have. You know how Gucci
but usually
is. I've watched them all. But if I don't watch it live, I'm probably not gonna watch it. So if I'm doing something else or we watch a movie, it's like
I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah.
There's one dude on YouTube that be reposting them, but I didn't check because I saw it live, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's up somewhere.
Oh, it will be.
Yeah. I'm holler at y'all next week.
All right, bro, man.
All right.
Have a good turkey day, bro.
Word.
Yeah.
Shout out to Zaytoven because you did pull me out my little depression and made me happy for 10 minutes.
See, there you go. Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to work this week.
There you go.